Welcome to the TMZ podcast. I'm Wyld.
I'm Edward.
Ed and I are in for Charlie and Charlie today. They're both out. But, you know who's in?
Who's in?
Jordon Hudson.
Jordan.
Jordan. Should I say Jordon Hudson?
Yeah, it's spelled Jordan, but it's Jordan, yes.
Jordon Hudson. If you don't know that name, Jordon Hudson is Bill Belichick's much younger girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
They made some headlines recently because of a really awkward interview. Well, we got them out. There's updates to this story. We also got some exclusive info.
Mm-hmm.
That's why Ed is here.
Mm-hmm.
Also, last night was the kickoff to Beyonce's Cowboy Tour. SoFi Stadium here in LA. The greatest show of all time.
Did you go?
No, I did not.
Oh, okay.
But just because it's Beyonce, I think we could just say that.
Got it.
And lastly, a new update in the Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively case drama. Justin Baldoni is now formally demanding documents from Marvel because Justin thinks that one of the Deadpool characters was like a dig at him.
Yep.
But first, we got to start with this. Jordon Hudson, Bill Belichick story. This is messy, but it doesn't appear to be as messy to some people.
Yeah. So Jordon Hudson and Bill Belichick have been dating for a couple years now.
Mm-hmm.
We reported, now that's being called a bit of question here, that they met on a plane ride and began dating a short time later. So Bill Belichick has written a new book. It's called The Art of Winning. And in, I guess, a promotion tour for this book, he sat down with CBS Mornings for an interview about the book and this, that, and the other. In the book, he makes a mention of Jordan. He calls her his creative muse. Obviously, the interviewer is going to ask about that and the relationship. Mm-hmm. Well, in the piece that they aired on CBS Mornings, you can hear Jordan interject when they ask, basically, how did you all meet? Mm-hmm. And she says, we're not talking about that. And in the piece, they also make a brief mention that Jordan's presence was notable.
Yes.
There's also
I love how they said, it was very notable presence.
She was there, yes. Mm-hmm. And then they also shared a photo of her standing with Bill, appearing to be disturbed and going over notes with him. And that was kind of the extent of it. Well, we did a little bit of digging yesterday and spoke with sources who were a little bit more familiar with the interview and the process of it all. And they told us that she essentially dominated the scene, shut down questions left and right.
So not just the interview question that they aired.
Not just the one that, how did you all meet? And we're not going to talk about it. And apparently there were some things about football related that Bill, she corrected him on how to answer it, which is crazy because Jordan is not a known football person. And Bill Belichick is the greatest football coach of all time. There was actually one point we're told she stormed out of the interview and wanted Bill to come with her, and it caused a 30-minute delay in the proceedings. Eventually, they all came back, and we're told that the interviewer was just so bothered by it all, he just kind of ended it. So that has obviously gained a ton of traction over the last 2 days. People are criticizing it. People are criticizing her. They're wondering if she's kind of captured Bill Belichick. I know it's kind of tongue-in-cheek when they say that. For what it's worth, we did shoot them out in New York City last night. Right. And they appeared to be going to some kind of fancy
some dinner.
Gala.
They were both dressed really
nice.
She
was in a beautiful dress. He was in a suit and tie. And neither seemed disturbed. She actually had a smile. So it's clear this isn't affecting their relationship, the backlash. But
okay, so here's my question.
Get into it, yeah.
Is she acting as his publicist? Do we know, because we know she's not formally his publicist.
Yes.
She's his girlfriend.
There's never been a formal announcement that she is his PR person.
Right.
But we do know through public records requests that other outlets have obtained, there are emails from Bill instructing people at North Carolina where he coaches. Obviously, it's a public institution, so you can get these emails. And he's instructing other people in the departments to, hey, forward everything you have to Jordan as well. So
she's been CC Jordan.
Exactly.
Oh, please.
She's been basically his de facto agent since he moved to North Carolina. So I guess that's where the rub lies, right? People are having trouble delineating, is she the girlfriend? Is she the PR person? Is she both? And is that kosher in people's eyes, especially considering she's 50 years younger than him?
So how are the people at UNC feeling right now? Because now you got two new head coaches.
Right. Well, we spoke with somebody close there as well, and the growing sense is it's not quite a problem yet, but the they could see it being one, because you hired Bill Belichick, the greatest coach of all
Right.
time, not assuming his 24-year-old girlfriend would be basically managing every aspect of his life that's not involving the playbook. So there is concern, but I don't know what your opinion is on it. If she is his PR person, I don't necessarily know if there's anything wrong here.
All right, so there's a few things here. So
Okay.
if she is simply his PR person, she still shouldn't have done that. Like, we have celebrities and various people in this building all the time for podcast interviews, and there have been like instances where a publicist will be like, let's kind of move on, or like,
Right.
let's kind of swerve on
Right,
the question.
right.
But what they are not doing is disrupting the entire interview.
Sure,
Because
sure.
once you do that, then you've lost the like charisma in the room. The conversation is now a little awkward. So publicists typically don't interrupt the entire interview unless there was something that like we agreed not to talk about, or like wasn't really a matter of public interest. But if she's mentioned in the book, in Jordan's case, it kind of makes sense why the interviewer will ask him like, so what's up with you and Jordan?
Yeah, and Jordan released this cryptic Instagram post just a few minutes ago before we shot this. And it's an email. It appears to be an email from Bill Belichick to a whole bunch of people, including Jordan and his inner circle, and it maybe some other outlets. I'm not sure. You can't really see the recipient's log. And the email is like a 10-paragraph email from Bill, basically explaining like, I don't want negative stories out about this book. I only want it kind of positive. He was basically trying to say like, I want to control the narrative on this. So maybe she said in when she posted this, she posted a caption that said, I'll release a full statement on this later. But it appears she's saying that she took a directive from Bill that I only want this to be kind of positive, not focus on the minutia of the book, like Jordan relationship. There was actually another story there in the book about how Bill Belichick accidentally texted one coach when they got hired, and it caused some drama in the NFL, and he didn't want to focus on that. So that appears to be what her side of the story is that simply Bill wants to make sure there's no negative publicity or no focus on the smaller minutia of the book, and rather a greater scheme of things, which is how he became the greatest coach of all time. But to your point,
so that little like statement on Instagram was made moments ago. So
Yes.
after this little awkward ordeal with CBS.
yes. Oh, she's been getting so much backlash.
Okay.
Even on her Twitter account, she's been retweeting people defending her. So she's very aware of what's going on right now.
I don't know much about Bill Belichick. You know more, obviously, because you're a sports dude. What are the odds that Bill Belichick sat down and typed up a 10-paragraph email to send out to various people?
Yeah, and he is notoriously known for not giving one thing about what people care about.
Exactly. So we really think Bill Belichick is at home being like, I saw the negative press.
Yes.
And
And he's ultra rich too, so I can't
Come
imagine that he
on.
necessarily cares about how well this book does. You know what I
Right,
mean?
like,
Do we need the extra couple million off of it? So, look, this story is not going anywhere.
No,
and
no.
it's in fact probably getting worse because he's gonna be on the sideline.
Yes.
Is Jordon Hudson gonna be on the
be
headset?
standing like right next to him with our whistle ready to
She
blow it.
managing
Like, come
players,
on.
you know, NIL deals. Like it's. But to her credit, I mean, this appears to be what.
Shout out to
Bill
Jordon
wants.
Hudson,
Like, I
man.
mean,
Like,
yeah.
yes, came and conquered.
she's
Truly.
dominating. Yes.
All right, really quick. The Beyonce Cowboy Carter tour kicked off at SoFi Stadium last night. Let me just say, there were some reports from us, TMZ, that accurate that the Beyonce show was not sold out, which is weird because if you guys remember, the Renaissance tour massively sold out. Kind of happened at the same time as Taylor Swift's Eras tour. Both of the tours really successful, always sold out. So it was a little weird to go on to, ticket websites and see Beyonce tickets for the everyday low price of like $50.
Yeah, I checked last night before the concert. $51.
$51 to go to the Beyonce show. I don't really know, though, if that's people are trying to say, like, oh, Beyonce's career is over. I heard you whispering that in the room earlier, Ed.
Maybe I did.
But, like, no, I don't think so. Because let me tell y'all, we got videos from inside. By all reports, there were, like, very few empty seats in the room. Like, clearly, like, people came, they showed up, and there was a few, like, key moments from the show. She brought out her kids, Blue Ivy and Rumi. Why are you looking like that? Do you hate when people bring their kids on stage?
I've got an opinion on this, but I want to let you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's your opinion? Because that's all I had.
Okay, great. First of all, the show looked awesome.
Amazing.
But second of all, I compare this to, I was just at Coachella. Post Malone was at Coachella.
Yes.
Post Malone, as you know, became a country artist in the last year. But he's obviously most famous for his rap, I guess.
Right, for sure.
Hip hop.
Sure.
And so we go to this Post Malone show. He's the headliner on Sunday. And we're expecting hip hop Post Malone.
Right.
And he does kind of a set that is, I don't know how you would call it. It's a combo of country music with the hip hop. So you're getting like all of his old hip hop, but with like a banjo and like a backup singer. So for people, everybody's saying that this is Beyonce's downfall. I just think it's like a different style. I'm a huge Post Malone fan, but I don't want to pay to go watch him sing country. You know, so,
I get what you think.
So it's not necessarily, it's not a slight on Beyonce, and it's not that this concert sucks.
Right.
It's just a different style. Like, and if you don't like country Beyonce, you're probably not going to pay the $1,500 that you used to pay for the Renaissance tour. That being said, though, she apparently performed some of the old hits.
She always does. I don't know why people act like that's not a thing. It's a 3-hour long concert. People.
So I mean, if you don't like the country version, you just kind of tune it out for a few minutes, and you're getting Beyonce, and she's doing
there was like Formation, Crazy in Love, all the hits. Come on.
So it's gonna be looks to be much ado about nothing. But I don't think it's a symbol of the end of her career. It's just people may or may not want to see this version of it right now.
Well, if you missed it, Ed, which I know you did, you got 4 more chances.
I know. God, she's here like for 2
She'll
weeks.
be here for five nights at SoFi Stadium.
Yeah.
I'm trying to go one of these days. All right, moving on. The Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively feud is never ending. Now, Justin Baldoni is demanding documents from Marvel because he believes that Marvel allowed Ryan Reynolds to make fun of him in the Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
Take y'all back. In Deadpool, there's a character, Nice Pool, which is just like a nicer, kind of like a jokey, super feminist version of Deadpool. Right. Justin Baldoni thinks that it's clear that that's like a dig at him for a number of reasons. One of those reasons is, if you remember in Blake Lively's initial complaint, she alleged that Justin Baldoni asked her about or made a inappropriate remark about her weight. She had just given birth. Think about it, in the Deadpool movie, there's a line where Nice Pool mentions someone's weight, and he goes, "It's okay, she just gave birth." So from Justin's perspective, he feels like this is a clear dig at him. Obviously, Ryan Reynolds is married to Blake Lively, so while these things would have been happening on this set of It Ends With Us, Blake would have understandably like gone home and told Ryan, like, oh, maybe there was a comment made about my weight. And then in Justin Baldoni's mind, Ryan took that and then wrote it into the script, kind of poking fun at him. Marvel is firing back, though. Marvel's like, we're not really trying to give you all that. They essentially have said that there's no way that there's any relation to the actual character and Justin Baldoni, but the similarities are there.
Yeah, I watched this movie after the lawsuit came out, and if you watch it from that perspective, you could totally see what they're saying. There's even a line about, do you remember when the Baldoni and Blake Lively case was going on? They talked about an HR coordinator, or what do they call
intimacy coordinator.
An intimacy coordinator. I have never heard that word in my entire life, but it was in the Wolverine Deadpool movie.
Yes.
So it's very clear that there had to be some kind of connection.
It is a very particular character.
And Nice Pool has a man bun.
A man bun.
Baldoni had. The thing I don't really find, though, is why is it necessarily relevant? Who cares if Justin or if
I don't know
if Ryan Reynolds is making fun of you in a movie of his own? How does that impact whether he sexually harassed your wife or not during a set? So, but I will say I do think Ryan did do this.
Yeah, it looks like it's a. If he did it, this is a hell of a coincidence.
Yeah, right? I agree.
Because from the man bun to the lines that are verbatim, almost like exactly like the alleged digs at Blake Lively. Yeah. Justin Baldoni, though, if you think about it, Justin Baldoni's essentially trying to create a picture that suggests that essentially like Blake and Ryan were overbearing during this movie process, that like Blake's not as innocent as she seems.
Yeah, like attack their credibility, I guess.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. Yeah. And honestly, it's working a little bit. It's working a little bit. Like, if you guys have been on TikTok or any social media like
a lot of people
platform, a lot of people are slowly shifting away from Blake Lively's team, and they're pretty Baldoni at the moment.
Yeah.
It's also a little weird. We've seen Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds out more in the last like 3 months than I think we've ever seen them.
Right.
That's a little like, are they trying to like be
like, hey,
happy for people? Look at us, nothing's going on.
And you saw that Travis Kelce unfollowed Ryan Reynolds this week too. So
which
I don't know.
I always feel like if you want to know how a girl feels, look at what she's making her boyfriend do. And not that we know that there's actually any influence from Taylor Swift, but like Taylor Swift is dating Travis Kelce. So when Travis Kelce unfollows Ryan Reynolds on Instagram amid all this drama between,
it appears to be connected, right? Yeah.
And let me tell you, if I was dating Taylor Swift and she told me to do anything,
and especially something
whatever you want, Mrs. Swift. Oh, please. All right, Ed. Thanks so much for joining me today.
Thanks for having me, Wyld. Anytime.
Hopefully the Charlies will be back tomorrow, but honestly, I have no idea. Until then, we'll see you guys later.